This is our hashtag read this series. Joe.
What?
Joe.
What?
We're doing hashtag read this series. What are you doing over there? Get into the picture here.
Dude. We're at 2nd and Charles, filming on location. I gotta tell you, I love this place. I'm not sure if this is heaven, but the heaven I want to go to has books everywhere. And I love it. I'm sorry I'm late, but I'm having fun. Christmas has come early.
It's true.
All right, so this is our Read This series. Thank you for kicking it off. Sorry about that.
It's always something.
Always, but you know what? It's not bad. I wouldn't say it's bad. So with that though, this month we've been completely and utterly focused on feedback, something near and dear to our hearts. We think the way you get better is through feedback.
Huge.
And you know, it's funny that we look around and some of the industries that are very successful have coaches that constantly give people feedback. So why not have that in all industries, especially the one that we live for, which is education. That being said, TJ, why don't you introduce our first book?
Thanks, Joe, and I'm just so glad you could join us today. There are a lot of books here, and it's great. We've been looking around, and we're going to tell you a little bit more about that. But our first book is by Douglas Stone and Sheila Heen. It's called Thanks for the Feedback. It's the science and art of receiving feedback well. One thing about feedback is that it's not just about giving feedback, it's about accepting feedback. We use feedback as one of the primary growth mechanisms. It's something that, like Joe said, is used in every industry, but a way to learn how to give better feedback is also where you learn how to accept feedback. So thanks for the feedback is about, hey, I'm trying to grow. Here's how I can receive feedback better. And if you can receive feedback better and you know how that feels to get feedback and to grow from it, you learn how to give it. So this is a give one, get one. You gotta pick this up. These guys are the experts too, by the way, Stone and Heen. You'll find them all over the feedback scenario. We've done a lot of research on feedback. Boom. Thanks for the feedback.
Great book, and TJ's 100% right. It is not always hearing feedback when it's critical, which leads us to our next book, The Coach Approach to School Leadership. This book is by Jessica Johnson, who TJ knows, Sheer Leibowtz, and Kathy Perret. Here's why we love the coach approach. In talking with several educators, one thing that they struggle with is being able to bounce from their role of being a coach to then someone who's being an evaluator. And we know they're two different roles, but very often it's the same person. So if you're an administrator, you find yourself sometimes trying to coach someone, and then at what point then is it becoming an evaluation? This book tackles that very tough issue that we have found is an issue with many educators, but it's a skill. It's a skill that you can develop, and they tackle it in The Coach Approach. Pick it up.
And that's an ASCD book. We love ASCD. So awesome book, man, The Coach Approach. We always do a Mac Daddy. That's the book that you absolutely have to read. And that, this time, is called The Feedback Imperative by Anna Carroll. This book is phenomenal. It's called How to Give Everyday Feedback to Speed Up Your Team's Success. And Anna Carroll is really all about everyday feedback.
Yeah.
The point that Joe is trying to make is that most feedback should be informal. It should indicate actually an issue if we're constantly in supervisory mode or if we're using their performance appraisal. If people aren't responding to feedback, okay, but most people want feedback, they want to get better, they want to learn more, and they deserve to do that every day. Here's the big deal though. Anna Carroll sent this copy to us to give away. She also sent us this, which is the Everyday Feedback Workbook. So if you want to get better at feedback, all you got to do is tweet to us. I love hashtag read this series. To me and Joe, first person that tweets it, I love hashtag read this series, is going to get this set. So you're not only going to get the book, but you're going to get the workbook. Everyday feedback. Anna Carroll, thank you. By the way, we had her on our One Thing series. Great interview, phenomenal person, and just an expert about the psychology of giving and receiving feedback. Her books can help you. So it's awesome.
And that is the reality. That's what you want. You want practical application. Anna Carroll dives into the practicality of what we're trying to achieve. Check it out. We always try to leave our audience with a tip. Our tip this week is precisely why we are at 2nd and Charles in Wilmington, Delaware. It is because sometimes, you know what? Buying books can get a little pricey. We're featuring 3 books a month. On average, that could run you anywhere from $45 to $70 a month. Now, cost is only an issue in the absence of value. So we believe when you invest in yourself, that's when you want to invest by buying books. That being said, there are ways in which you can cut some costs, and 2nd and Charles has books at discount. Some are slightly used. It's an awesome store. Find one near you, enjoy what they have to offer, and just pick up some books a little cheaper.
That's awesome. Thank you for that, 2nd and Charles. And that is our hashtag Read This series. We're all about feedback, and let us know. And don't forget, I love hashtag Read This series, and you're going to get the set from Anna Carroll.
Absolutely. I'm going to look at more books.
Come on, man.